Hello and welcome all dear student to this new video tutorial 10 in which we will discuss iterative statements in Python part 2. In previous video tutorial 9 we have discussed what are iterative statements and what are different types of iterative statements in Python. Iterative statements are also called as looping statements. So in that tutorial we have discussed the importance of iterative statements, why they are used in programming. Now the requirement of this video tutorial is you have to go through the video tutorial 9 in which we have talked about the iterative statements. So to understand this topic more clearly, first you should go through this video tutorial 9 which is given at the following link. This link can be found in the description given below. Now the contents of this tutorial. First of all we will discuss the homework given in tutorial 9. Homework given in tutorial 9. Then we will discuss how can we execute it for loop in decreasing order. Then we will study how to find the sum of values inside for loop, and then we will study how can we check condition inside for loop using if. So let's start with the discussion of homework given in tutorial 9. The first question was, write a program to print all even numbers from 1 to 10. Now as we all know, the even number starts from 2. 0. 0 is not an even number. So it starts from 2 and it increases with the gap of 2. For example 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So I will do it. First of all, start Python ideally. You can open the previous file or you can open new file. I am opening the previous file and I am writing the program in it. Now the first question is to print all even numbers from 1 to 10. Now see, for this you have to use for loop. Syntax clear है loop का. For के बाद we write the name of variable. For example, I have taken a. Then we write in range. Now in range we have to go give three values. First is lower limit, second is upper limit and third is step value. Lower limit कहां से चलेगा? In question it is given 1. कहां तक जाएगा? Up to 10. So if you write 10, it will not execute the loop till 10. It will always execute the loop till upper limit -1. बताया था आपको कि upper limit से एक कम तक loop चलता है. So you should give 11 और कितने कितने से बढ़ना चाहिए? 2 से. Now the problem with this program is it will start printing from 1 and 1 is not even number. So the start value should be 2. It means the lower limit you should give is 2, the upper limit you should give is 11 and the step value कितने कितने से ये बढ़ेगा loop, you should give it as 2. Now inside this loop you have to print a. Now run the program. See, this is the program and this is the output window. Here I have written for a in range. For variable, then in range, range is the function in which we mention lower limit, then upper limit, then step value. लोअर लिमिट कहां से स्टार्ट करनी थी? 2 से, क्योंकि इवन नंबर 2 से स्टार्ट होते हैं. अपर लिमिट कहां तक जानी है? 10 तक. तो यहाँ 11 थी क्योंकि अपर लिमिट से एक कम तक लूप चलता है और हर बार कितने कितने से वैल्यू बढ़नी चाहिए? 2 से. तो इसलिए आउटपुट विल बी 2, 4, 6, 8 एंड 10. सो द फर्स्ट प्रोग्राम इज क्लियर. Okay, now next program. The second program was write a program to input any number n and print its table up to 10 terms. Now you have to take input of any number n and print its table up to 10 terms. Now this output should be displayed in two ways. The first way is only the result should be displayed, and in second the result should be displayed in the tabular form as we write the table in copies. Okay, so let's do the first part. Input any number n and print its table up to 10 terms. Now in this program we have to take input. Suppose n equal to int. Why int? Because integer we are taking input. Input enter any number. Okay, the message is clear. Now you have to print its table. Now for a in range, now up to 10 terms, it means the loop should be executed from 1 up to 10. 10 तक करना है तो यहाँ क्या लिखेंगे 11 और स्टेप वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी 1. अब टेबल कैसे होती है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल 5 है, सपोज इफ द नंबर इज 5, सो यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? फर्स्ट 5 शुड बी मल्टीप्लाइड विद 1, then 5 should be multiplied with 2, then 5 should be multiplied with 3, and so on. This is the logic. So take another variable p here. Now instead of 5 you write n into, see instead of 5, because it can be any number, और ये any number कहाँ स्टोर हो रहा है? n में. तो 5 की जगह आप लिखोगे n into, और ये 1 2 3 कहाँ से मिलेगा हमें? 1 2 3 ये a की वैल्यू है. Clear? Now let's remove this. Now the most important point is, should we write print inside the loop or print inside the outside the loop? See, if I write print here after indenting it, p के नीचे लिख रहे हैं, it means it is inside for loop. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. ओके, यू ऑल शुड अंडरस्टैंड. और अगर हम यहाँ पे प्रिंट को फॉर के लाइन में लिख रहे हैं इस तरीके से, इट मींस इट इज आउटसाइड फॉर लूप. तो आपका इंडेंटेशन ये बता देगा कि वेदर दैट लाइन इज इनसाइड द लूप और आउटसाइड द लूप. फिर से समझिए, इफ यू आर राइटिंग प्रिंट p just after p equal to n into a, indenting it, this is inside for loop. Inside for loop. And if you are writing p below for in the line of for, then it will be treated outside for loop. Now you have to decide whether you have to print p inside or you have to write print p outside for loop. So the logic is very simple. What is the logic? If there are, you can note it down also, if there are multiple outputs, then write print inside the loop. लॉजिक इज, अगर आपके प्रोग्राम में आउटपुट मल्टीपल्स आ रहे हैं, यानी मल्टीपल लाइंस में आ रहे हैं, तो आपको प्रिंट फॉर लूप के अंदर लिखना है. एंड इफ देयर इज ओनली ए सिंगल लाइन आउटपुट, then write print outside the loop. This is the logic of using print statement. Now अब इस प्रोग्राम में मल्टीपल आउटपुट है. देखिए कैसे मल्टीपल आउटपुट ये इस तरीके से हैं. 5 एक लाइन में, फिर 10, फिर 15, फिर 20, फिर 25 till 50. तो मल्टीपल आउटपुट है. इट मींस यू हैव टू राइट प्रिंट इनसाइड द लूप. Now execute the program. Now this is the output screen. This is the program window. I have cascaded the windows. Now enter any number. I have given 5. See, the output is coming on different lines and multiple outputs are coming. So this is the first part of the program in which the only result is being displayed without in tabular form. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, again run the program. Now try it with some different value, because this program is general program. Now I am giving 8. Now it is printing the table of 8. Okay, now try to write this print after the for loop. Now what will happen? This part will give this line p equal to n into a will be considered inside the loop, and this line will be considered outside the for loop. Outside for loop. It means इसको यहाँ इस तरीके से बाहर कर दिए. Now only these two lines will be printed. मीन for loop चलेगा और p n हुए. Now you will get only one output. आखिरी जो वैल्यू होगी p की 50 सिर्फ आपको वो मिलेगी. Now again run the program. So this is called as logical error. It means the program is running but output is coming wrong. Output is incorrect. This is logical error. Now 5 only 50 is coming. Why? Because this print p has been written outside the loop. तो जब p 10 बार चल गया तो आखिरी वैल्यू p में क्या आई थी 50, तो 50 प्रिंट हो गई. सो दिस इज द लॉजिकल एरर. और जब आप ये गलती एग्जाम में करते हो तो मार्क्स आर डिडक्टेड. So that's why it is compulsory to practice programs first on the rough copy and then do it on your systems if you have the systems. So first of all, you should write your program in rough copies and then you have to run on your own, just like the Python interpreter does. Okay. So the first part is clear. Now the second part, the output should be in tabular form. 5 into 1, 5 into 10 till 5 into 10, 50. Now in this program, again multiple outputs are there. So print should be inside the loop. Now 5 into 1. Now 5 is n. Then into sign. Into sign will be given in single quotes, comma. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is a, comma, equal to should be given in single quotes, and then result should be displayed. Result is p. See, n क्या हो गया? जैसे n हो गया 5, यानी 5 into 1, 5 into 2. इंटू का साइन डिस्प्ले होना है तो इट शुड बी गिवन इन सिंगल कोट्स और डबल कोट्स. फिर a की वैल्यू आनी चाहिए. a की वैल्यू मींस 1, 2, जैसे 5 into 1, 5 into 2, 5 into 3, 4, 5 up to 10. फिर इक्वल टू साइन देखिए, इक्वल टू साइन आ रहा है, and then the result p. Now run this program. This is the output window. Now I am giving 5. See, the output is coming in tabular form. Okay. Again run the program. Suppose 6. See, the output is coming in tabular form. Okay, is that clear? Now the last program was write a program to print the square and cube of all numbers from 1 to 20. Print the square and cube of all numbers from 1 to 20. Square and cube of all numbers from 1 to 20. Again for loop will be used. See how? Square and cube of all numbers. Now first of all decide whether you have to take input of any value. First of all decide whether you have to take input of any value. You have to print square and cube over. No. In this program nothing input of data, means you have to take no input of data. Print square and cube of all numbers. Now for a in range. Now the range is given 1 to 20. So 1, lower limit is 1, upper limit is 21, and then step value is 1. So print the square and cube of all numbers from 1 to 20. Okay. Now print square. Square means a into 2, comma a into 3. Now you all know that there is exponential operator in Python and it is denoted by double asterisk. It means it finds to the power of. So this means a to the power of 2 and this means a to the power of 3. Now run this program. So keep in mind these are the simple programs that will helpful in building the logic. Okay. So if you do not understand these programs, then you may not be able to write complex programs. So first thing you should do is you have to practice these programs on your own and then check the answer with the this tutorial or the notes you are making. Now see, in first line, the square of 1, cube of 1, then square of 2, cube of 2, square of 3, cube of 3. So last line is printing square of 20 and cube of 20. Okay. So this was the homework that I have given you in tutorial 9. Now let's move on to the new topics. Now in the previous tutorial we have learned how to execute the for loop in increasing order. Now in this we will learn how to execute the loop in decreasing order. Okay, how to execute the loop in decreasing order. Now the syntax is, now see the syntax carefully. You write for variable in range. Now see the syntax. You write variable name after for, then you write in is also operator and range is the function. Now you will give upper limit first because you are executing the loop in decreasing order. So you will give upper limit first, then lower limit second and then step value के पहले minus लगेगा because you are decreasing the values. So the step value should be negative. नॉर्मली लूप कैसे चलाते हैं फॉर का, यू राइट फॉर वेरिएबल इन रेंज. देखिए the syntax for loop is for a in range, then you write lower limit, then you write upper limit, and then you write step value. Okay, like this, and then you write the statements that you want to execute. Okay, now see here the syntax is you have to write upper limit first, then lower limit, and then step value minus step value. These are the changes, and then you can write statement 1 and so on. Okay, now first example. So this is a syntax clear. Now the example, write a program to print first 10 natural numbers in reverse order. Now this program we have done in the previous tutorial, but we have printed first 10 natural numbers in increasing order. Now here you have to print first 10 natural numbers in reverse order. So can you try it? Now we will follow the syntax. Now see here the syntax. For a in range. Now what will be the value here? You have to write first 10 natural number. It means the natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. It means now write the upper limit. Now then write the lower limit. कहां तक जाना है? 1 तक. Now suppose you have writing the 1 and then step value will be -1. It means एक एक कम होता जाए. अब आपको पता है कि जो हम ये सेकंड लिमिट देते हैं लूप इससे एक कम तक चलता है. इट मींस 1 तो प्रिंट ही नहीं होगा. Let's try this example. First, now run the program. See what is it is printing. See, here it is printing 10, 9, 8, 7 up to 2. 1 is not printing because the second limit you give is not included. So क्या दें यहाँ पे? You give 0, तो ये 1 तक चलेगा. Now run the program again. See, now it is printing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so are you getting my point? So in this way you can print first 10 natural numbers in reverse order. Okay. Now one more example we should do. Now if I ask you to print first odd numbers, all odd numbers from 1 to 10 in reverse order. The program is to print all odd numbers from 1 to 10 in reverse order. What you will do? Write for A in range. Now 10, then 0, then minus 2. Now it will print. No, because it will print 10, 8, 6, 4. It will print even numbers. So either you, the start value means the upper limit you should give should be 9. Now it will print 9, then minus 2, 7, then minus 2, 5. Put colon and then print A. Now run the program again. Now it will print. Now it is printing 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Similarly, if I ask you to print all even numbers from 1 to 10 in reverse order, then you will write 10, 0, minus 2. See? So for this topic, you can note down all the three programs. The first program is to print first 10 natural numbers in reverse order. Second is to print all odd numbers from 1 to 10 in reverse order, and to print all even numbers from 1 to 10 in reverse order. So in coming topics, there may be need of executing the loop in decreasing order. So you should know how to execute the loop in decreasing order, in descending order. Okay, clear? Now next important topic is, sometimes we have to find the sum of the values inside the for loop. Means we are writing for loop, and there inside that loop we have to find the sum of values. How will you find the sum of values? See, example 1. Suppose if I ask you, write a program to find the sum of first 10 natural numbers. Now see, here I am not asking you to print first 10 natural numbers. I am asking you to print the sum of. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. These are natural numbers. हमें यहाँ पे नेचुरल नंबर्स नहीं प्रिंट कराना है. वी हैव टू फाइंड द सम मींस 1 plus 2, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 5. Okay. So how will you do it? Now how will you do it manually? Suppose there is a table. Now see here, we are writing first 10 natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 10. These are first and natural numbers. Now what you do? Now before 1 there the value will be 0. It means first of all you will add 0 plus 1. This is addition. This is intermediate sum. Okay. This is intermediate sum. Now 0 plus 1. Here you will find 0 plus 1. It will be 1. Okay. Now 0 plus 1 will be 1. Clear? Now again 1 plus 2. Here you will find 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Then the result is 3. Intermediate sum क्या आया? 3. Then 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Then intermediate sum is 6. Then you will write 6 plus 4 equal to 10. Then intermediate sum is 10. Then you will find the sum of 10 plus 5 equal to 15. Then 15 plus 6 equal to 21. Then 21 plus 7 equal to 28. Then 28 plus 8 equal to 36. Then 36 plus 9 equal to 45. And then 45 plus 10 equal to 55. It means the final sum is 55. This is the final sum. Okay. तो आपको करना क्या है, यहाँ पे जो इंटरमीडिएट सम आ रहे हैं 1, 3, ये भी तो कहीं स्टोर करने हैं ना, तभी तो वो नेक्स्ट वैल्यू से ऐड होंगे. सो द फॉर्मूला इज, व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला? whenever you have to find the sum of values, you should take one variable sum and you have to write sum plus a. देखिए जरा इस प्रोग्राम में क्या करते हैं. नाउ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर्स का सम करना है. So let's start the IDLE again. Now I am opening the previous program and I am writing the program. Sum of first and natural numbers. So for this I have to take one variable. एक meaningful नाम ले लेते हैं sum. So there is no need to give this variable the name sum. You can write it A, you can write it B, you can write it S. But let's take some meaningful name sum because it is storing the sum. So initialize it with 0. Initialize means give it some initial value 0. So whenever, keep in mind, whenever there is need to find the sum, always take one variable and give initial value 0 to it. Okay. So whenever there is need to find the sum, take one variable, preferably with the name sum, and give it initial value 0. Now execute the loop. For a in range, first and natural numbers mean 1, upper limit will be 11, then step value will be 1. Now the formula will be sum equal to sum plus value. Now here value should be there. Now instead of value you will write what? The name of variable a, because a contains the values between 1 and 10. सो सम को लेफ्ट साइड में भी लिखेंगे और सम को राइट साइड में भी लिखेंगे. सो दिस विल बी द फॉर्मूला सम इक्वल टू सम प्लस ए. जब आप ऐसे करेंगे तो ये लॉजिक बिल्ड होगी. सी हियर सम इक्वल टू सम प्लस ए. ओके. तो देखिए पहले सम क्या था? 0 था. तो 0 में ए की वैल्यू क्या ऐड हुई? 1. फिर सम क्या था? सम इज द 1. तो यहां पे अगर हम यहां पे देखें तो ये फॉर्मूला हो गया सम इक्वल टू सम प्लस ए. नाउ सी द सम इज इक्वल टू 0 एंड ए की वैल्यू क्या थी? 1. तो 0 प्लस 1 इज 1. अब ये 1 किस में साइन हुआ? वापस सम में. नाउ इन द सेकेंड लाइन ये ए की वैल्यू है. दिस इज द वैल्यू ऑफ ए. Okay, so this is the value of a and this is the value of sum. Now initially the sum was 0. So 0 प्लस 1 इज इक्वल टू 1, तो सम में हो गया 1. ओके, नाउ अगेन द सम बिकम्स 1 एंड द वैल्यू ऑफ a बिकम्स 2, तो 1 प्लस 2 3 हो गया. Again the sum is 3 and the value is of a is also 3, so 3 plus 3 6. Again the sum is 6 and the value of a is 4, 6 plus 4 10. तो इसी तरीके से ये आपका सम आता रहेगा. Now you have to decide whether you have to write print sum inside the loop or outside the loop. Keep this in mind कि whatever statement you write inside the loop will be executed multiple times. So you decide whether you have to write this print sum inside the loop or outside loop. How will you decide? Logic बताई थी. What is the logic? If there is single line output, if there is single line output, then write print outside the loop. And if there is multi-line output, then write print inside the loop. If you keep this in mind, this will help you in writing the programs. Now in the logic, the final value 55 should be printed. It means the output should be 55. It means single value should be printed. It means you have to write this print sum outside the loop. So after outside, leave one blank line. This will explain the logic more clearly. जब भी आपको for के बाहर कोई चीज लिखनी है तो एक लाइन ब्लैंक छोड़ दिया कीजिए, तो इससे एग्जामिनर को भी क्लियर हो जाएगा यस यू आर राइटिंग दैट लाइन आउटसाइड द लूप. और ये प्रिंट किसके उसमें लाइन में होना चाहिए? फॉर के. इट मींस दिस शुड बी आउटसाइड द लूप. नाउ रन द प्रोग्राम. Now see, sum 55 is coming. So are you getting? The sum is 55. Okay. Second program. Write a program to find the sum of even numbers from 1 to 10. Sum of even numbers from 1 to 10. Now you can do it. See how? Even numbers. Again take one variable sum. Now execute the loop for a in range. Now even number, it means it should start from 2. कहां तक जाना चाहिए? 10. तो यहाँ 11 और कितने कितने से इंक्रीमेंट होना चाहिए? 2 से. Sum equal to sum plus a. Now again single line output will come. Write outside the loop, write print sum equal to comma sum. Now see, this will be the message and this will be the value. Run the program. See, sum equal to 30 is coming. So is that clear? Next, write a program to find the sum of odd numbers from 1 to 10. Now can you try on your own? Odd numbers from 1 to 10. It means again sum will be 0 for a in range. Now odd number starts from 1. कहां तक जाना है? 10 तक. तो give 11 और कितने कितने से बढ़ते हैं odd number? 2 से. Now again write the formula sum equal to sum plus a. Now again single line output. So outside the loop you will write sum equal to sum. Now execute the program. You will get the output. Sum equal to 25. So in this way you can find the sum. So in today's homework I will be giving you some programs in which you have to calculate the sum. Okay. So consider this homework as for me very important. because if you not practice these programs on your own, then you may not be able to learn programming. And believe me, if you are not up to date, it means whatever tutorials I am sending to you, if you are not going through these tutorials and you are not making the notes on your own, it means you will lag behind. You will not understand programming. It is not like other optional subjects. Okay, in this you have to devote your time, and this is very important programming language. It will be very helpful. Okay. Now, the last topic of this tutorial is very important tutorial topic, checking condition inside the for loop using if. Checking condition inside the for loop using if. Now see, there are two things we have studied. Let me clear it to you. How to check condition or conditions. Use if else or use if elif. And now then you have also studied how to execute statements multiple times using for loop. The answer is using for loop. Now these two things we have studied differently. How to check conditions we have learned using if else or if elif, and how to execute statements multiple times, this we have learned using for loop. Now can we combine? The question is, can we combine if else and for loop together? The answer is yes, you can. The complex programs need this type of structure. जो कुछ कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोग्राम्स हम लोग पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, उनमें जरूरत पड़ेगी कि आप फॉर लूप को यूज करें. क्या नीड करते हैं? नीड टू यूज if else or if elif inside for loop. It means the structure of Python program is very flexible. You can use if else or if elif inside for loop, and vice versa also. And vice versa means you can use loop inside if else or if elif. So here we are going to use if else or if inside the for loop. See the syntax. Now you write for loop like this. For variable in range, you write for loop like this. For variable in range, then you write lower limit, comma upper limit, and then you write step value. Now inside this loop, indent करके लिखिए if. Now if is followed by condition, then colon sign. अगर if true है तो if के अंदर के statement true लिखेंगे आप. See, these are the statements that you are writing inside if. Now see, if is inside for loop. See the indentation. If is inside for loop and these statements are written inside if. Are you getting my point? You are writing for loop, then inside for loop you are writing if, and inside if you are writing statements 1, 2 and so on. So let's discuss the example. Now if I ask you to print all those numbers, to print all even numbers from 1 to 10 using if. Now see, the logic for checking even number is, logic for checking even numbers. If number is divisible by 2, then it is even, else it is odd. This is the logic. Okay. Now this requires condition checking. This requires condition checking. अभी हम लोग ने यही प्रोग्राम किया था जिसमें 2 से लूप चलाते थे और 2 से इंक्रीज करते आते थे. दैट इज नॉट ए वेरी गुड लॉजिक. आपको आगे कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोग्राम्स में इफ यूज करना आना चाहिए. तो एक तो चीज है टू प्रिंट ऑल इवन नंबर्स फ्रॉम 1 to 10. From 1 to 10 you need for loop, and to check even number you need to use if. तो कैसे कंबाइन करेंगे? So let's do this program. ये सिंटेक्स है आपके सामने. This is a syntax. Let me erase this. This is a syntax. Now here I am writing the program. Okay. Now for a in range, पहले क्या करते थे 2 फिर 11 फिर 2 और फिर प्रिंट कर देते थे आप. ये नहीं करना. नाउ यू हैव टू यूज इफ. तो आप क्या करोगे फॉर a in range write 1 only, write 11, then 1 only. It means you don't have to give the lower limit as 2 and step value as 2. आप 1 से लूप चलाइए 11 तक. नाउ यूज इफ. यही किया देखिए हमने. फॉर वेरिएबल इन रेंज लोअर लिमिट अपर लिमिट स्टेप वैल्यू. यही किया हमने. नाउ इनसाइड फॉर लूप गिव इफ कंडीशन. इफ a mod 2 is equal to 0. कैसे लिखते हैं? mod is means remainder. It will give remainder. And equality check करें तो double equal to. If a mod 2 is equal to 0, it means a is even. Print a. Now you don't have to print the message. You have to print that number. Now see, the program will run. So in this way you can check condition inside the loop. Now many of the students will think that if there is a very simple way of writing this program, why we are using this complex way? Because if you do not learn this type of programming, means how to use if inside for, you may not be able to write complex programs which are coming in the coming topics. Okay, so you have to learn how to use if inside loop. Otherwise, you may not be able to write complex programs. So this is the much efficient way of writing a program. Now suppose the second program is write a program to print all odd numbers from 1 to 10 using if. Now see again, for a in range 1, 11, 1. Wait for a minute. Yes. 1, 11, 1. Now again give the condition. If a mod 2 is not equal to, how will you write not equal to? 0. It means it is odd number, then print a. Now see, here you are writing print a inside if and you are writing if inside for. ये indentation ध्यान रखिएगा. Now again run the program. See, it is giving 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So in this way, you are not changing the for loop. You are only changing the condition. So you must know how to apply condition inside the loop, else you will not be able to write complex programs. Is that clear? Now third example. Write a program to print the sum of even numbers from 1 to 10 using if. Now in the previous topic we have studied how to find the sum, and we have to find the sum of even numbers. Means in this program we have to do two things. We have to find the sum also and we have to use if also. Now now we have to take one variable whose initial value should be 0. So I have named this variable as sum. Now for a in range, now a is the variable. You can write any variable for b, for I. So I am taking a for a in range. Now 1, 11, 1. Now give the condition. If a mod 2 equal to 0, then find the sum. Sum equal to sum plus a. Now you have to write print statement. Now see, there are three ways to write print statement in this program. Some of you will write print immediately after the sum equal to sum plus a. Is this correct? Now here you are writing print inside if. The other way you can write print sum outside if, inside for. Here you can write print, this is inside for loop, and some of you will write print outside for loop. Now which is the correct way? अगर सम प्लस ए है तो क्या इफ के बाद लिखेंगे, या जब पूरा इफ एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा फॉर इफ के बाहर यानी फॉर में लिखेंगे, या ये जब पूरा एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा तो बाहर लिखेंगे फॉर के. सो हाउ मेनी लाइंस ऑफ आउटपुट यू आर गेटिंग? कीप दिस इन माइंड कि इफ भी किसके अंदर है, फॉर लूप के अंदर है. इट मींस मल्टीपल आउटपुट नहीं आने, तो यानी ये हट जाएगा, सॉरी ये आपका हट जाएगा. क्योंकि इफ के अंदर है ये. नाउ प्रिंट सम इक्वल टू सम इज इनसाइड फॉर लूप, अगेन मल्टीपल टाइम्स इट विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड, तो ये भी हट जाएगा. इट मींस दिस प्रिंट शुड बी आउटसाइड द फॉर लूप, क्योंकि सिर्फ सिंगल लाइन आउटपुट आना है. सम जो एक ही आएगा ना, सिर्फ सिंगल वैल्यू आएगी. नाउ रन दिस प्रोग्राम. See sum equal to 30 is coming. Again run it. See sum equal to 30 is coming. Okay, is that clear? So it is up to you to decide where you have to write print. इफ के अंदर लिखेंगे तो इफ भी लूप के अंदर है, मल्टीपल टाइम्स एग्जीक्यूट हो सकता है. फॉर के अंदर लिखेंगे तो मल्टीपल टाइम्स एग्जीक्यूट हो सकता है. ये सम एक ही बार प्रिंट होना है तो आउटसाइड द लूप होगा. So in this topic you have learned how to use if inside the loop. Now I am giving you some homework. Okay, one more topic is there. How can you combine the conditions inside for loop after if? See, here we have learned how to combine a single condition. See here, after if I am giving single condition. This is single condition. Now suppose if I have to combine the conditions, two or more conditions. So can we combine two or more conditions after the if inside the loop? So this topic deals with this only, how to combine condition inside for loop after if. Suppose the program is, write a program to print all those numbers from 1 to 50 that are divisible by 3, 6 and 9 together. Now the range is given 1 to 50, it means you have to execute for loop, and condition तीन दी है 3, 6 and 9. It means 3 से भी divisible होना चाहिए, 6 से भी होना चाहिए and 9 से भी. It means 3 conditions you have to put after if. It means loop भी यूज करना है, if भी, और if के आगे 3 condition. So how will you do it? First of all, execute the loop for a in range. Now the limit is 1 to 50, तो 51 लिखेंगे 1. Hope this is clear to all of you. For कैसे लिखते हैं? And there is no shortcut for programming. प्रीवियस ट्यूटोरियल बिना देखे आप न्यू ट्यूटोरियल देखेंगे, यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड एनीथिंग. ओके, तो सीक्वेंस में चलिए. फॉर ए इन रेंज 1 से 50 चलना है, तो 151 से फिर 51 1. और इसमें कंडीशन चेक करनी है. इफ ए मॉड 3 इक्वल टू 0, दिस इज कंडीशन 1. एंड कंबाइन करने के लिए बताया था आपको, यू कैन यूज एंड. इफ ए मॉड 6 इक्वल टू 0, दिस इज सेकंड कंडीशन. एंड if a mod 9 equal to 0, this is third condition. अब बहुत से लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि जो नंबर 3 से है वो 6 से भी होगा, तो उसको छोड़ दिया, हमें तीनों कंडीशन लगाना आना चाहिए. तो सिर्फ a mod 3 equal to 0 and a mod 6. See here I am combining three conditions after if a mod 3 equal to 0 and a mod 6 equal to 0 and a mod 9 equal to 0, then print a. Now run this program, you will get the output. See, only 18 and 36 are the numbers that are divisible by 3, 6 and 9 together. 3 से भी है, 6 से भी है और 9 से भी है. तो ये टॉपिक क्या था? Here we have study how to combine conditions inside for loop. See, this is for loop and inside this we are combining the conditions after if. तो कुछ प्रोग्राम्स में ये भी जरूरत पड़ती है. So you should know. Now the homework part. Here I am giving you some more complex program, more difficult programs. Now you should try it on your own. The first program is write a program to print the factors of a given number. You all know factors. Factor means वो number किस किस से divisible है. For example, if n is equal to 6 means अगर यूजर ने नंबर 6 दिया है तो 6 के फैक्टर्स क्या होंगे, यानी वो किस किस से डिविजिबल है, 1 2 3 और 6 से. ओके, सेकंड प्रोग्राम. Second program is the modification of first program. Now as I have told you, we have already learned how to find the sum. So in second program you have to print the sum of factors. Mean you don't have to print the factors. Suppose if number is 6, then sum of its factors 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 equal to 12. In third program, you have to count the number of factors, but you have to exclude the number itself. Okay, keep this in mind. See, you have to count the number of factors of n, you have to exclude the number itself. For example, the factors of 6 are 1 2 3 and 6, लेकिन 6 को include कर दो तो कितने factors हैं? There are 3 factors. तो आपको काउंट बतानी है कितने फैक्टर्स हैं. The fourth program, you have to print the even factors of a number n, excluding the number itself. It is the number itself. Excluding the number itself. Print the even factors of a number n, excluding the number itself. For example, if n is equal to 12, so its even factors will be 2 4 6. Now 12 is also divisible by 1 3, but those numbers are odd. You have to print only even factors. And in the last program, question 5, you have to find the factorial. Factorial you all have studied in class 10th also. For example, factorial of 5 can be written in two ways. The symbol is exclamation mark. Either you decrease it, means multiply 5 by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, you will get 120, or you can multiply in ascending order also. Now in this tutorial we have learned how to execute the loop in descending order. So either you execute the loop in descending order from that number to 1, or you can execute the loop from 1 to that number. और उसका प्रोडक्ट फाइंड कीजिए, प्रोडक्ट आ जाएगा 120. एक चीज ध्यान रखिएगा, whenever you are finding the product, keep one thing in mind. Whenever you are finding the sum, take one variable and initialize it with 0, क्योंकि 0 किसी में ऐड होगा तो रिजल्ट को नहीं करेगा. But whenever you are finding the product, take one variable and initialize it with 1 but not 0, क्योंकि फिर 0 से कोई भी चीज मल्टीप्लाई होगी तो वो 0 ही आ जाएगी. तो प्रोडक्ट 1 लीजिएगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने P ले लिया, P इक्वल टू 1, और फॉर्मूला हो जाएगा P इक्वल टू P इंटू ए. P इक्वल टू P इंटू ए. Okay, are you getting this point? So these are the 5 programs that you have to do it on your own. You have to practice it on your own in rough copy. Don't do it in fair copy. Okay? Don't do it in fair copy. So in the next video lecture, we will discuss the homework given in tutorial 10. Means in this tutorial, whatever homework I have given you, these 5 programs, we will discuss that homework, then we will proceed further. Okay? So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Take care and goodbye.